It's hard for me to get away from the mindset of Revelation right now, and it certainly touches on what I'll share with you for a few minutes. But the great debate at that time was who's really in charge? Is it Rome? With all their promises, all their assurances of life? Is that who's really in control? Or is it God? Is it the Lord? Who reigns? A friend of mine, a preacher friend of mine in Indiana, asked this question. If you could pick 3 words, any 3 words, and arrange them any order you want, what 3 words would be to you a constant source of encouragement that would cause you to endure? What 3 words? Anybody got an idea? Pardon? Super one. God loves me. God is love. I am saved. Lots of them. My preacher friend suggests that the strongest 3 words that would cause us to continually be strengthened and to endure is the Lord reigns. Now you can say, one could say, well, I am saved. That's because the Lord reigns. Whatever 3 words you come up with, it's because the Lord reigns. And so it is such a central truth that David in the Psalms begins 3 of the Psalms with those 3 words. Psalm 93, 97, and 99. We're going to go to Psalm 99. The Lord reigns. And that's really the foundational truth upon which everything else is built. What he says, that is the standard of his reign. It's the opening words of Psalm 99. But whatever else you might pick or arrange, consider this. Psalm 99. The Lord reigns, let the people tremble. In other words there, let the people revere his power. He is enthroned above the cherubim, let the earth shake. That's the other kind of fear. The Lord is great in Zion. Zion we read about hundreds of times. It is the mountaintop of the Lord. He is exalted above the peoples. Let them praise your great and awesome name. Holy is he. The strength of the king loves justice, and you have established iniquity. You have executed justice and righteousness in Jacob. And so David says to the people, exalt the Lord our God and worship at his footstool. Holy is he. Moses and Aaron were among his priests, and Samuel was among those who called on his name. They called upon the Lord, and he answered them because he reigns. See, they were his servants. They were compelled to do just as he instructed. And when there was any trouble to be remedied, he answered. Verse 7, he spoke to them in the pillar of the cloud, that constant abiding pressure, the presence, always leading them. The Word was with them, there in that presence. They kept his testimonies and the statute that he gave them. O Lord our God, you answered them. You were a forgiving God to them, and yet an avenger to their evil deeds. Exalt the Lord our God and worship at his holy hill. For holy is the Lord our God. The Lord reigns. For those men like Moses and Aaron and Samuel, or even for other men who wrestled mightily against God, the fact that he reigned ultimately transformed their character, didn't it? It changed men. It shaped their character. by this truth, these men were infused with integrity. It energized their work. It sets their priorities. And when you think about that truth, that the Lord reigns, the entire weight of our salvation rests in that. Because He's the one who established the means of it. As we read in Psalm 99 about all those statutes and all the testimonies, the weight of our salvation rests in that. The weight of our anxieties does too. Those things of which we're anxious, what's the remedy? As we read in Psalm 99, when those men had a question, when they're anxious, they didn't know what to do. Moses often, what do I do now? How am I going to do this? The Lord reigns. He proves it. This message has been preserved now for thousands of years. It infuses the faith in our worship. And it's the reason for our endurance. I want to consider, maybe ask this question. What's the difference between ruling and reigning? Now, God does both. What's the difference between ruling and reigning? Those who are given rule or authority, it all comes from the one who reigns, doesn't it? Isaiah 32 and verse 1. It says, a king will reign righteously, and princes deal justly. Who's setting the standard? The one who is righteous, the one who reigns righteously. And in that way, the princes know what is just. Again, if you think about these people in first century Asia Minor, everybody has rule over them. I mean, what hope? I mean, in a purely physical sense, what hope do they have? Everybody oppresses them. In the present circumstance, what's their assurance? The Lord reigns. Despite the darkness that enveloped them and still today envelops sometimes our lives. When I worry about a couple of my brothers who, it's not so much that I think they're going to fall away from the faith, but that they are so overwhelmed by some anxieties that it's just going to push the faith to the side. When we worry about a grandchild that's been abandoned, what's the hope? The Lord reigns. Well, people are determined so often to do it their own way. The Lord reigns. Reminded me of the two men I've worked for many years, and both of them saw themselves as God and meant it. The Lord reigns. In spite of every sickness, we talked about several sicknesses earlier. There's people with COVID, and another brother, the brother of Neil Pollard, the preacher who was at Bear Valley. His brother's in critical condition with a host of complicated medical problems. Carol with her diagnosis that seems to be an end-stage diagnosis. All of that sickness and sorrow. The feared separation. The Lord reigns. Through every trial, He reigns. What else does that tell us? I don't. I don't. You don't. As we considered in the Revelation this evening, Those who presume they do would ultimately then have to come before the Lord and lay all that down. The far better time is to lay it down right now, isn't it? Lay it down right now. Because the truth that the Lord reigns reminds us again, it is to Him that we'll give an account. Lay it all down. We're ruled by many things. And that is established by God too. But He reigns. He is our hope. He is, as we read in Psalm 99, the one who answers, ever true. As David said, holy is the Lord our God. Knowing that He reigns and will give an answer, it's a good time to consider our answer, if it were even now. As you might need to respond this evening for any need, would you do so as we stand together? We'll sing 875.